Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Carl from Planet 40k, and today we're going to be previewing another leaked datasheet for the upcoming Necron Codex, the Canoptek Spyders. Okay, so before we go into the new leak, let's firstly recap their current datasheet. So they have a movement 6 inches, weapon skill 4+, ballistic skill 4+, strength 6, toughness 6, wounds 4, attacks 4, leadership 10, and a 3+ save. So that's what they currently have stat-wise. So let's take a look at the new stat line that's been recently leaked. So movement 6 inch, weapon skill 4+, ballistic skill 4+, strength 6, toughness 6, wounds 6, attacks 5, leadership 10, and a 3+ save. Firstly, we've noticed that their wounds characteristic has been increased to 6 wounds instead of 4. So it's about time really, as these guys are big beefy models really. With only 4 wounds, it never really felt right. Also, their attacks have been increased to 5 attacks base. So it's another nice little upgrade there. That sits well with me because these guys visually have got, they're like 8-legged floating monsters with claws on the ends of their legs. If it was up to me, I'd give them 8 attacks. So moving into their weapon changes, they're currently holding 2 particle beamers that are 24-inch range each, assault 3, strength 6, AP dash, and damage 1. So they still have their weapons, but their characteristics have slightly changed. So they've lumped both of these beamers into one weapon now. So they're 18-inch now, assault 6, strength 5, AP dash, damage 1. They are now only 18-inch range rather than the 24-inch previously. And as I already said, they've lumped both the weapons in here. That's why it says Assault 6 rather than Assault 3. It's also been downgraded on the Strength 2 as it's now only Strength 5, not Strength 6. So that's going to be less effective against your Toughness 5 armies such as your Death Guard. As now you're going to be wounding them on 4s, not 3s. But at least you're still wounding those standard Primaris Marines on 3+. The AP and damage hasn't changed, which feels about right. Just disappointing in the range drop really. As for the melee side of things, so they had their automaton claws, which currently are strength user, which is strength 6, -2 AP and damage D3. So they've now been changed to the following. So it's now strength +2, which is actually a strength 8 now. And it's -3 AP and damage 2. So the strength is now a massive +2, making those claws a strength 8, which is brilliant. As I always say, strength 8 is that magic number as it wounds your standard toughness 4 models on 2s and also wounds your standard toughness 7 vehicles on 3s. So I really do like that change. The AP modifier has also been buffed to a -3 AP instead of a -2. It's going to make it much harder to be making saving throws once this thing wounds you. The damage is now a flat 2 damage instead of a D3. I mean, I've always preferred the flat 2 over the D3 as it's just more consistent. You can work out your maths a bit easier when dealing the damage. And okay, it is preventing you from getting that damage 3 off, but you also will be getting the damage 1 roll off just as often. So a flat 2, you always know where you stand. So let me know, guys, in the comments if you do prefer the D3 over the flat 2. For me, it's a buff, but for others, they might see it as a nerf. So let me know. So just to get a brief look at some of the new dynasties that may be beneficial to the Spyders, you've got the Novak Dynasty code, which will be given +1 to charge rolls, and an additional -1 AP for the first round of combat with the claws, making those claws -4 AP, which is pretty nasty. But the +1 to the charge roll is really useful here too. The Shere Khan Dynasty is going to give you 5+ after save against mortal wounds, which is nice to protect you against those armies that throw out mortal wounds, or just smites. Also, each time the unit shoots or fights, you get to reroll one of your wound roll dice, which is nice because if you miss one of those strength 8 dice on the wound roll, you'll be rerolling that. Also works on shooting too. The last dynasty of note is the Necron Dynasty, where their code gives you a 6+ in-run save, and it also gives you an automatic 6-inch when advancing, which may be handy in those early turns to get you closer to your opponent if you want to, or if you want to just camp on a central objective. Don't forget your weapon is an assault weapon, so you can use that 6-inch advanced movement and still fire your beamers at the cost of -1 to your ballistic skill. Overall, I quite like these changes for the Canoptek Spyder. Its range weapon, okay, it has been nerfed slightly with the shorter range and lower strength, but this indicates to me that it is more of a close combat orientated unit anyway, so being close benefits the unit, then you can spring into combat with your strength 8 claws. We don't know yet what the abilities the Spyders will be keeping, so we just have to hold tight on that info. But for stat-wise alone, I'm pretty pleased. Don't forget the boosting wounds and attacks too. I just wish the model was a tad quicker, especially the fact that it's got fly. So I kind of expected it to be like a sort of an 8-inch movement now, but I can't complain too much. So guys, over the next few weeks or so, we're going to be doing more of these previews on the Necron units. That'll be coming out in the codex, so stay tuned for that. We previously dropped a few leaked videos from the Necron units, so if you haven't seen those, go check them out. Once the codex does get released around October time, we will be doing full reviews on all the units within the codex, along with all the rules and stratagems and traits and whatnot. So if you would like to see those videos, hit our notification bell below to get notified when we do release a video. Remember to subscribe to support the channel and hit that like button if you want to see more of these leaks. And I'll see you in the next one.